Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth. Welcome to another edition of Triad today, coming to you from the Kernersville Auto Museum, and it's free. Come on here on the weekends. We'll tell you more about it later on, and later on is when the roundtable shows up. We'll get into all sorts of controversy with those guys. Plenty in store for you in this half hour, but what we want to start is talking with these two gentlemen. On my immediate right, Scott Tessage, Budget Director for the City of Winston-Salem, and my good buddy Pat Pate is his boss, and Pat, of course, City Manager of the City of Winston-Salem. Guys, welcome to the program.
It's good to be here.
Let's talk about budget for just a second. Pat, recap for us how fiscally sound the city is today as we end a current budget cycle.
We're in really good shape today. We've got a lot of good fiscal controls in place. We've gotten the money that we know we were expecting for this year. We've got fiscal controls in for making sure that expenditures are staying in place. So we're in good shape heading into the next fiscal year.
And the new fiscal year starts July 1st, right?
July 1st, that's absolutely correct.
Scott, now where does the money come from when people talk about, and they see it for all localities, they hear about it, read about it in the newspaper. Where does money come from for a budget?
That is a great question. So we have a pie chart in the budget document that shows, but the major resource that we have for the city is property taxes. So if you look at our total budget, about a third of the total budget is covered by property taxes. Okay. The next largest slice comes from our user fees, particularly our water and sewer service, which is the largest city department we have, and that's a little less than a third of a city's budget. If you look just at our general fund, so general fund is where we do things like parks and recreation, sanitation, police, and fire.
Right.
85% of that is covered by property taxes and various types of sales taxes. So the three largest revenue sources we really have are property taxes, user fees, and various types of sales taxes.
All right, let's do a quick rundown on where the money actually goes. I think Pat sent me an email one day, and one of them is environmental services, very quickly.
Sure, so that makes complete sense. When we talked about one of the largest revenues being user fees for our water and sewer service, the largest department the city has from an operating and capital perspective is our water and sewer department, and it's inside environmental health, along with things like sanitation and stormwater. So that is the largest slice of the city's budget. It's more than 30%.
Public safety.
So public safety, as we said, police and fire is 50% of the general fund budget. It's $150 million just for those two departments. And so the vast majority of that obviously covers the salaries and benefits of the men and women who serve both in our police department and fire department.
Salaries in general, then, is another.
So inside the general fund, salaries are 67% salaries and benefits. So 2/3 of what we spend. We're a service organization, so it makes sense that a lot of our costs are in the people who are providing those services every day.
And debt management.
So debt management, particularly in fiscal year 26, we're actually going to see a larger component. We're paying down some of the debt that we've issued over the last several years, transitioning to cash for things like vehicles, equipment, and smaller maintenance projects. But that area is really usually about 10 to 12% of the budget, and it's for principal and interest payments for bonds that we've issued in the past.
Give me a highlight of the budget that you think people might be interested to know about.
I think there are quite a few highlights that people might be interested to know about. One, the city manager talks about us wanting to be an employer of choice in the region. So we are looking at having a competitive compensation and benefits package. Some of that has been in the news recently for our employees to attract and retain talent. We are eliminating debt, so over time we're going to save taxpayers millions of dollars by getting away from some of those debt structures for vehicles, equipment, and things like that.
Right.
I would also note for residents, this is a revaluation year, and so there's been a lot of talk about that both at the city and the county level.
Yeah.
The budget was adopted for the city Monday night with about a 7 or 8% effective tax rate increase. But some folks are going to see bills that are a little higher than that because of the revaluation itself. You had residential property value grew at like 60%.
Yeah, it's worth more.
Yeah, commercial and industrial grew more in the 30% range.
Very quickly, any particular improvement you might want to mention?
A couple of improvements. I think the biggest thing that residents will see is a focus on capital projects. We have a lot that are already on the books, and we are focusing in 26 on getting a lot of those done. So think about the multi-use path east and west, some of our stormwater projects, major projects like that.
And just to wrap up, Pat, this is what you and Scott have put together on this new budget. It's going to sort of strengthen the economy and everything for the community, right?
Absolutely. We're really focused on some strategic priorities that council's adopted, being a community of choice, having economic prosperity in the community, having people have a community that they love to live in, making sure that we've got good housing for folks. So those are some of the key priorities we're going to be focusing on.
And for more information, of course, the main website we always like to give to you, and that's cityofws.org, stands for Winston-Salem, of course, cityofws.org. I hope you will check that out. And Pat, would you give Scott permission to come to my house and help me with my budget?
Probably for a small fee, willing to do that.
Well, you guys are going after all that revenue, aren't you?
Everything we can get.
Charge me for Scott coming to my house. All right. Thanks, guys, for doing this and for all you're doing for the community. Great job.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.